Hello to you, my subscribers and returning subscribers. Please, I would like you to do me a favor by hitting the subscribe button to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It will really encourage me a lot to continue to make updates or to update us on the current news or what is happening in our beloved country within and outside Nigeria. So the current trend today is about Hushpuppi, Mr. Abbas, and the Nigerian celebrated cop Abba Kyari. Remember that Abba Kyari is the celebrated Nigerian cop, which changed the tag or the tagline: "The hunter becomes the hunted," or "The accuser becomes the accused." Ramon Abbas, known as Hushpuppi, the infamous Nigerian fraudster who recently pleaded guilty in the United States, has narrated how he bribed Nigeria's celebrated police chief, Abba Kyari. Federal authorities in the US have been investigating Mr. Abbas and his co-conspirators after their syndicate was busted in Dubai, New York, and other top cities last year, June. Officials said in the court filings that Mr. Abbas disclosed during interrogation that he paid bribes to Mr. Kyari, Abba Kyari, Deputy Police Commissioner DCP, to have one of his rivals arrested and jailed in Nigeria following a dispute over $1.1 million dupe of a Qatari business person. Mr. Kyari did not immediately return calls and messages seeking his response to Mr. Abbas, that's Hushpuppi's claim, when he was reached on Thursday morning, that's as of today. Mr. Abbas, that's Hushpuppi, asked Mr. Kyari to arrest and jail a fellow fraudster, Kelly Chibuzo Vincent, after both were locked in a dispute, presumably over how to share the $1.1 million loot received from the Qatari business person. Mr. Vincent subsequently contacted the victim and informed him that he was being scammed by a syndicate involving him, and when I say Hushpuppi, I mean Mr. Abbas. This elicited anger from Hushpuppi, Mr. Abbas, who contacted Mr. Kyari to arrest and jail his rival over the dispute. Mr. Abbas said Mr. Kyari sent pictures of Mr. Vincent in jail and subsequently sent his bank account number to Mr. Abbas, to which a wire transfer should be made, having done a good job as sent by Mr. Abbas. Court documents outline a dispute among members of the conspiracy, which allegedly prompted Vincent to contact the victim and claim that Abbas and Juma were engaged in fraud. After this contact, Abbas allegedly arranged to have Vincent jailed in Nigeria by Abba Alhaji Kyari, 46, of Nigeria. According to the affidavit, Kyari is a highly decorated deputy commissioner of the Nigerian Police Force who is alleged to have arranged for Vincent to be arrested and jailed at Abbas' behest, and then sent Abbas photographs of Vincent after his arrest. Kyari also allegedly sent Abbas' bank account details for an account into which photographs of Vincent after his arrest, into which Abbas, that's Hushpuppi, could deposit payment for Vincent's arrest and imprisonment. U.S. Justice Department said in a statement, after the $1.1 million fraud was successful, Mr. Abbas, Hushpuppi, spent $230,000 on a watch and also bribed officials at St. Kitts and Nevis for his citizenship of that island country. So, Hushpuppi has always, been parading himself as a rich guy, and when you see some of these guys, on social media, they are flaunting this, flaunting that. They can't tell us the particular business they are doing and what they are doing that is, fetching them such huge amount of money. What they are doing that is making them to amass such wealth. It means that somehow they are connected to fraud. Approximately $230,000 of the stolen funds allegedly were used to purchase a Richard Mille RM 1103 watch, which was hand delivered to Abbas in Dubai and subsequently appeared in Hushpuppi's social media posts. Other illicit proceeds from the scheme were allegedly converted into cashier's checks, including $50,000 in checks that were used by Abbas and a co-conspirator to fraudulently acquire a St. Christopher and Newi citizenship, as well as a passport for Abbas obtained by creating a false marriage certificate and then bribing a government official in St. Kitts. Officials said Mr. Abbas pleaded guilty to multi-million-dollar fraud earlier this month and faces up to 20 years in jail. He will be sentenced in the coming weeks and will forfeit some of his assets and his rights to appeal, while also paying restitution to victims of his years-long fraud. Mr. Kyari has long grabbed media accolades as a no-nonsense cop who brought sanity to Nigerian to violent but lucrative crimes in Nigeria, including kidnapping and armed banditry. He received an accelerated promotion for his exploits, but critics have repeatedly warned that his tactics had become increasingly brutal, opaque, and corrupt. In 2018, rights group Amnesty International accused this Mr. Kyari of illegally depleting assets of a suspected criminal after his team shot the man dead on the highway. Collins Ezenwa's wife at the time said Mr. Kyari and his team withdrew money from her late husband's bank account and pocketed millions in accommodation proceeds from his hotel. Mr. Kyari denied corruption amongst his team but did not categorically address the allegations of the Ezenwas. At about the same time as when Mr. Abbas was arrested last June in Dubai, Mr. Kyari was honored by the Nigerian House of Representatives, with lawmakers, of course, praising him. That's what we get from our Nigerian lawmakers for his diligent and incorruptible service to the nation. But as of today, I don't know how he's going to, prove himself not guilty to this, allegation or to this charge against him, because this is a heavy crime that he's just committed, and I don't know how he's going to, free himself from this. And the US also has declared him wanted. Abba Kyari has now been declared wanted. I don't know how he's going to escape this. He's a celebrated cop. Yes, Abba Kyari will go to this city, he'll go to this state, and he'll go and catch criminals, he'll go and enforce law and all that. He'll go and arrest kidnappers, he will do this, he will do that. But how is he going to escape this? Or how he's going to tell Nigerians that he doesn't have a hand, or he has nothing to do with this heavy allegation, or this heavy allegation, let's say this heavy allegation against him? And also more to accusations against Abba Kyari. Another businessman has now come up to accuse Abba Kyari of extorting over 441 million naira from him. So Abba Kyari now has a lot of questions to answer. He has been accused of extorting over 41 million naira from Aviz Mojid, a Lagos-based businessman. According to a document seen by the Cable, Mojid said the extortion was done in 2014 when Abba Kyari was the officer in charge of the now disbanded Special Anti-Robbery Squad (SARS) in Lagos. In a series of petitions between 2016 and 2018, Mojid sought justice through the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission (ICPC) and National Human Rights Commission, but to no avail. In a fresh petition filed on October 22, 2020 through Salawu Akimolu and Co., Mojid's counsel, an address to the newly formed Judicial Panel of Inquiry and Restitution for Victims of SARS-related abuses in Lagos. Kyari and his officers were accused of forcefully taking about 32 items from Mojid's house during a raid in 2014. The Lagos government has set up a judicial panel to attend to cases of abuses, especially by the officers of the disbanded police squad, after the protest against police brutality. In a petition seen by the cable, Moji said his ordeal began on the night of October 18, 2014, when four gun-wielding policemen from SARS broke into his house. The businessman, who was home with his pregnant wife, 18-month-old son, and mother-in-law, had thought it was a robbery attack. They forcefully took his wedding ring and that of his wife from them, opened their wardrobe, and took the sum of 280,000 naira, and the sum of 50,000 naira was also taken from his car, after which the Honda Accord 2008 model was seized and taken away till today. The petition read: phones, landed properties, checkbooks, bank cards, and other valuable documents were allegedly taken from his house. He probably also spent 14 days in detention. After ransacking the house, Mojid was reportedly taken to the SARS office in Ikeja, where he was detained for 14 days, from October 18 to October 31, 2014. He was later arraigned on a trump-up charge of stealing 97 million naira, and for over 1 year. The matter was in court. The police never showed up or brought any witness. After several adjournments, the court reportedly struck out the charge against him. According to the petition, while in detention, the police, under the supervision and threat of Abba Kyari, forced him to sign 3 Zenith Bank checks in the sum of 150,000 naira each, making 450,000 naira in total on October 22 to 23, 2014, and gave the sum to one Alabi Olawale Nuruddin, who is also one of their cronies, to withdraw. The police also allegedly obtained password to his bank card, with which they withdrew another 395,000 naira from his account between October 20 to 23, 2014. Another forceful transfer of 41 million naira. Allegedly on the directive of Abba Kyari, Mojid was taken by one Inspector Fola, Corporal Bolu, and Corporal Akim to Diamond Bank Ajah branch on October 23 and 24, 2014, to forcibly transfer the sum of 41 million and 800,000 naira respectively from his corporate account, M. Martin Concepts, into the account of one Obinna Edward, whom our client had never seen or heard of before, after which they shared the money. All these acts perpetrated on our client were exhibited with serious injuries inflicted on him due to a series of slaps and beatings for them to get access to his ATM password, signature on checks, and also transfer from his account. Mojid's counsel had confronted Kyari in his then office in Ikeja on why he would seize his money and properties without a court order. Kyari reportedly said he had kept the money as an exhibit, but to date they have not released any of the items to him, including his car, which we got information had been taken away by Abba Kyari. The petition read: Kyari was also accused of attempting to connive with Mojid's counsel to further extort him. The senior police officer reportedly told the counsel that Mojid was an internet fraudster, and that was why they took the money from him. He also went further that there was another 15 million in another account, that the council should cooperate with him to take it the way they took 41 million, and a sum of 5 million naira would be given to him, while they would take 10 million. The petition read: the council was allegedly threatened over the refusal to cooperate with Kyari. On November 14, 2014, medical reports seen by the cable showed how Mojid suffered hearing difficulty, a bad right eye, and a recurrent chest pain. All of this following police brutality. As of the time of filing this report, Abba Kyari, who now heads the intelligence response team, IRT, of the Inspector General of Police, was unreachable as his telephone lines were switched off. Abba Kyari really have a lot to answer, extorting 41 million naira from a businessman, and he has a thing with fraudsters, and that was why they were making a lot of money from NSAS. Thank God SARS was disbanded. We don't know how much harm, and how many young men and women, how many young boys and girls, how many young people in Nigeria who made their money legally. I know, like, yes, they are Yahoo boys, they are internet fraudsters, but because of that, They have killed, sent so many young Nigerians to their early grave. Abba Kyari should be brought to book. He should be prosecuted if found guilty, and proper investigation should be made. And I'm glad that US is now involved in the case. If they could go outside of Nigeria to go and abduct somebody and bring the person back to Nigeria, I think it's time to properly investigate Abba Kyari. I don't know what has happened to the Nigerian government. Someone is just how many months ago that Labran Magu, Mr. Magu, who is heading acting EFCC chairman, was found to be corrupt. So is it a police? Police is your friend. So this is how friendly police is in the person of Abba Kyari. Before you know it, he'll be called in one state. He'll be moving from one state to the other to come and deal with kidnappers, deal with armed robbers. Nigerian government need to deal with Abba Kyari at the moment. So this should not be handled with kids glove. Abba Kyari should be properly investigated. Nobody is above the law, and if he's found guilty, he should be prosecuted. So, and I believe that for Hushpuppi to call him, to name him, he is not a gunpoint. I mean, the people that interrogated him, they are not Nigerian interrogators, Nigerian maybe police law enforcement agents that interrogated him. These are highly trained US officers who interrogated him. And for him to say this, he must be in his right senses. So Abba Kyari must be investigated. So what do you have to say concerning the accusation that are now coming up, that is now being piled up against Abba Kyari? We have not just finished talking about the one Hushpuppi accused him of. Now a Lagos businessman has come up to accuse him of extorting 41 million naira from him. So will Abba Kyari be found guilty or not guilty? Time will tell.